and welcome to my February challenges. That's more than one, that's not just a single challenge. I have entered independent characters competition to paint armies. It's a 1,000-point list within 4 months or 5 months, and a 2,000-point army fully painted by the end of the year. Now, my main focus on this is my orcs, but I am also doing Eldar, Space Marines, and Tyranids. So first up, this is going to be my war boss. It's got a Combi Flamer, or Combi Scorcha. Basically just used some metal pieces from the older war boss with the Black Reach war boss, because he's got a really cool power claw. The base is going to be pretty simple. He's just a war boss that's going to be good and ready to go. Nothing too special. Then we have my old Zogwart conversion. This is going to be, or this is the fantasy model for the fantasy version of the guy that turns characters into squigs, which is so much fun. Just hearing your opponent's reaction to your big character getting turned into a squig. So there he is. He's got his little wand, staff, I guess it's not really a wand, leg up, and on his bases I'm going to put a bunch of snakes like this, and then coming out of his robes is going to be more snakes, and move these up a bit. Show you all these snakes I've got. These are from the Lizardmen Bastiladon, I think it's called, set. Got them on eBay for real cheap, and they're just going to be all over him because storyline, he was born in a nest of vipers, so snakes everywhere. They give him poison attacks and extra attacks because snakes come out of everywhere, start biting you. And then I have the little squig he comes with. Just picture a Space Marine commander, a couple hundred points, getting turned into this guy. Look on your opponent's face. Oh yeah. So happy. So that's for the Orc challenge for the independent character for the month of February, both those models. Then Tyranids, I have my old color scheme where I was going with black armor, bone for the bone, and green for, I guess you'd call it skin or whatever is covering them. But I've changed my color scheme, and I'm going to magnetize all of the arms so I can give them rending claws, different guns, lash whip, bone sword, everything like that. But I'm doing, I think, 6 warriors and my Tyranid Prime. Got some spikes on his back. This part, one of the pointy edges snapped, so I'm just going to replace it because I'm repainting it with my new color scheme. But the tail was just cut off here and then green stuffed up and around. And I honestly don't know where this piece came from. It was just in my bits box. Added the little extra armor, magnet in there already. Put some more in because he's got some options. And he's the leader of my 1,000-point army for the Independent Character Challenge. Then moving on, we have a conversion that I'm working on for Tigurius. I'm not a big fan of the model that they have for him. And he's got a staff. I just got to cut his arm and rotate it a bit so the staff stands more up than horizontal. Yep, there we go. He's got a backpack that I'm using from, I think, Grey Knight Strike Squad, the guys that teleport around. And I gave him an owl just because owls are cool. There we go. And then we have a Dark Reaper, older model. They're, I think the last edition, they changed the Dark Reaper, so this would be 4th edition model. There's no new model for 6th edition, so, but there is the 5th edition, so I like this guy better. I've got a bunch of them too, so I figured why get rid of a whole bunch of Dark Reapers and buy new ones when I prefer this look. But I have a squad of those with my converted Farseer. He's got his point. I'm looking at you. And magic on the bottom. sword, he's holding the bottom hilt. Kind of see it there, just resting on his shoulder. The hole right here is the base model is a high elf from the Island of Blood that I'm obviously converting into a Farseer. It's an I'm drawing a blank. Not the Guardians, Dire Avengers, that's it. Dire Avenger Exarch head, and I believe the Dire Avenger Exarch pointing hand as well. This is either a Dire Avenger or a regular Guardian hand with a Wraith Guard or Wraith Blade, whichever ones have the sword. And the original model had an arm that crossed or went up with a staff, and you just plugged it in there, so that's going to be green stuffed over. The blue stuff is stick tack. It's what I use to pose my models before I decide on their final pose on if I glue them. So you can point up, you can make them look up, you can be like, look at that, or whatever you want. Or I can have them looking this way and pointing the other way, telling people where to go. So that's what that's useful for. And then I have this guy here. I don't know how well it's going to pick up because he's been primed and it was a long time ago and not very well done. See that head? Yeah, that's turned out pretty good. And then his arms, trying to do this with one hand while two hands and the camera, trying to keep it in view. Whoa, trying to keep his head on. Oh, there goes the head. Anyway, and then this blade comes on this end here. And he puts it right like that. And there we go. So I'm going to put him on a scenic base. He's not really for 40k. I'll just leave him there. Just do a quick explanation. There's a YouTube channel, Greg Huff, and he's done a February challenge where he's challenged anyone who wants to participate anywhere to paint a model they normally wouldn't paint. So, for example, I play almost solely 40k with occasionally fantasy. So this is a confrontation model that isn't really a model I would be using for 40k, so that would be the challenge. Some other people are doing things from games and models that they just saw and went, oh, that'd be cool. Some people have models just sitting in their closet for years with no real reason to paint it. So that's why they're painting those models. I chose this model because I've always wanted to do them, but I've always had priority with 40k, even though I haven't really been painting anything, because there's just so many and I just bounce back and forth to, I want to paint this, I want to paint that. So I chose him because he's a great model and I can't wait to see what he looks like done. So that's my update. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave comments if you want, any suggestions, requests, anything like that. And thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll have an update soon.